Hello everyone. In the last class we have already discussed about different types of looping statements such as for loop, while loop, do while loop, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about array in C programming language. What is arrays, how to declare an array, how to initialize an array, how to access each element of array. All about array we are discussing in next two lecture. In the first lecture I am going to discuss about the basics of arrays, and in the second lecture I am going to little bit depth in arrays. So watch the series to know about each and every point about C language. An array in C language is the fixed size collection of similar data type stored in contiguous memory location. First of all, let's understand its definition. It is saying that in an array we can store different types of data of same data type, different types of data of same data type in contiguous memory location. We have already known that in memory, when we initialize a variable, it is stored in different location. Means if it is an memory, if it is like memory, if we initialize int a equal to 2, so somewhere in the memory there is a is allocated for it, there is a location allocated for a, and the value of 2 is stored at this position. Okay, but when we declare an array, it is reserve a continuous memory. Means this is the position where he will store the value continuously. The contiguous memory means the neighboring memory location will be reserved by the next element of the array. Okay, so when we declare an array, when we give some value to the array, it is stored in the continuous memory location in the memory chip. Okay, that is all about the definition of array. Again I am saying that in an array, when we declare an array, if it is an array, the values in it should have different value, may or may have different value, but of same data type. Their data type should be same. If it is in this first location, if the data is of integer type, then second one must be of integer type, and the third one and the fourth one and the nth one. So this is all about array's definition. Array may be of different types, that may be a one-dimensional, two-dimensional, multi-dimensional. In multi-dimensional there may come three-dimensional, four-dimensional, and so on. So we generalize this by multi-dimensional. First of all, how to declare an array. Declaration of array. For declaration of 1D array, the syntax is data type, then array name. After that, there is a square bracket. Inside it, write the size of array. After that, a semicolon. Okay. For 2D array, first data type, then array name, 2D array name, then size 1, then size 2. For multi-dimensional array, write first data type, then array name, then size 1, size 2, size n, size n. Okay. The example of 1D array is float mark. If you want to store mark of 30 students, then we write 30. Okay. Here, if you want to create a box of or a matrix of having 3 row or 4 column, so write integer matrix, matrix 3 row 4 column. First one is for row and second one is for column. Okay. Suppose we are basically first in the first lecture we are basically focused on the 1D array. So let's come to declaration of 1D array and it's all about its details. Okay. First let we declare an array of ARR with size 5. Okay. It means in the memory there is a continuous memory allocated for this name ARR of 5th size if it is a integer type. Okay. And the each position is defined by its indices. Okay. We can access these values, this position by their indices. For position, in the later in this course we will discuss about pointers for their address. So for now we are discussing about their index. So to access the elements of the array we use a word that is indices. Index, you may say index. The first element of the array is defined as 0th index, then first index, second index, third index, fourth index. So array is by default in 0th index. It means if we did not declare the initial index of the array, by default it allocate the first one as 0th index, then say first index, second index, third index, fourth index. Okay. To access the first index we have to write array of 0. This will give this first index. After that this is for array of 1, capital array of 1. Here the index. Okay, in this square bracket you have to write the index. It is all about the access, how to access the elements in the array. If you want to access the element in the second index, write arr 2 0 1 2. This is the in the second index. This is the 0th index, first index, second index. If you want to give update this value, or mainly you have to access this value, so use arr of that index in the square bracket. In C language, initialization in C language is the process to assign some initial value to the variable. That in this case we have to assign some value to the array. When the array is declared or allocated memory, the elements of the array contain some garbage value, that is random values. So we need to initialize the array to some meaningful value. There are multiple ways in which we can initialize an array in C language. First of all, come to array initialization with declaration. One by one we will cover all the types of declaration and initialization. First one is initialization with declaration. With declaration, okay. In this, we initialize the array along with its declaration. We use an initializer list to initialize the multiple elements of the array. For this, we will use curly brackets. For example, data type. The syntax is data type. Then array name. With size, then in the curly bracket how much size is written here. If the value size is 5, so write here 5 elements, value 1, value 2, value 3, dot 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 value n. If this is have n number, n size, so continue this to value n, okay. For example, integer arr 3 8 2 7. This is the example. We have in a memory we create an array of 3 size. In the first one 8, second one 2, third one is 7. Next one comes array initialization with declaration, and we will not give any size to it. In the first one you have already seen that we have declared or give some size to it. In the second one we are not going to give size to it. So second one is initialization with declaration without size, okay. Data type, then array name, and in the change is only don't give any size to it. After that there is a equal sign, then in the curly bracket write like this, value 1, value 2, and how much value you want you can give a number of values, okay. For example, int arr, here is limitless. You can give infinite number of values to it. Infinite, not infinite actually, but you don't have the restriction how much value you have to give. So 2 4 3 9 1 7 13 15 6, in each are separated by commas, okay. The third one is with loop. Initialize with loop, okay. So for this, first create, I am going to show this by code. First for this, write and create an array int arr. For this the code will be something like that. First of all, for loop int I starting from 0th index to nth index I plus plus. Then in the curly bracket write some value assigned to it, value. Okay. In the for loop, it means when the I equal to 0, int arr in the first element arr of 0 means in the 0th index you are giving some value. Here value I लिख देते, let me write value I because you are writing value 1, value 0 in the 0. And for I equal to 1, in the next I plus plus, the value of I is changed to 1. So for IRR of 1, we are assigned it by value 1. Here I 1 also. In the next iteration I will be 2. So the ARR of 2 in the truth index, second index, the value of element will be value 2, something like that. Let's come to the next topic, that is update the value of ith index. For this, suppose in an array you have given to change, suppose this have 2 5 7 9, you are given to change the value of this element 7 to change it to 8. Okay, so and its name is arr2, its name is arr2, and you have to change the value of this 7 to 8. Okay, for this, to update any value if the index is given, so do like this, array name, first write the array name. In the indexing position write the index, in which index you want to update, and assign it with the new value which we want to give. Then colon, this is the syntax. Okay, for this condition, here the array name is arr2. Okay, and we are want to change this position value, so this is 0th index, this is first, this is second, this is third. We want to change the second index, right here 2, and update this value with 8. Okay, now the new array will be 2 5 8 9. The next topic is traversing each element of the array. How to traverse each element or each position of array? For this, we have to use the for loop, and starting from the first index to the last index, in the increment operator, for traversing each value, if the name of the array is arr name, traversing each value, if you want to enter any value, so write here scanf, by scanf enter any value to it, or if you want to print this traversing each element of the array, so print before it write the printf. For example, if you want to taking input taking input by using this for loop. Okay, for this, for integer I starting from 0th index and ended to n minus 1, I plus plus. I am saying that ended at n minus 1. These both are same, n minus 1 or n, because when we declare a size of 5 sized array, that means where the index will be 0 to 1 2 3 4, not 5. So for this 0 to n minus 1, here n is 5, so 5 minus 1 4. You may write like this: I less than or equal to n minus 1, or I less than n, then I plus plus. For taking input, use scanf. As we want to give the value that are of integer data type, so use %d, after that ampersand symbol, then the array name and the ith index you want to give value. Okay, by this we will assign each element and we are going to give the value to it. For giving output, we are just for giving the output of the array, we are just change this value only scanf to printf, not taking for output. Iterate the loop from integer I, index start from 0 to less than n, I plus plus. Here the n is size. Okay, have to remember n is size. Then write printf, assign each element of the value and print them. %d error of, as we write in the variable that are all going in this array, giving some value to the variable, we are writing this %d and the variable name. Here to taking the value of a particular index, we are writing %d ampersand a array of I. Okay, and to print some variable, we are doing %d array variable name in the variable case, but in the array we are writing print a %d array of that index. If you want the 0th index element to print, so I write array of 0. If you use this printf statement in the for loop, this will give the each value of the array. Let's do it on online single Python. First I am initializing an array. For this, let me write the code first. Has include studio.h int main function return 0. First declaring of an array int array. Yeah, let me give the name as array of size 5. First I am writing with size, and in the same line I am initializing with it. Let's give the value of the arrays are 5 3 8 6 7. Then print these values using for loop. In for loop, int I equal to 0 to I less than 5, I plus plus. The size of the array is 5 I plus plus print f percentage d give a space for better visualization, then arr of I, after that a semicolon. Let's run this. Yes, it is showing that 5 3 8 6 7, which are the actual element in the array. Now in the second example, without giving the size, so I am not going to write the code again but changing the a little bit things. Add more two elements, that is 2 and 3. Now the size of the array become 7. So in the for loop write I less than 7. Now run this. Yes, 5 3 8 6 7 2 3 are the elements in the array. Now now in this method we'll ask the user to give input. So for this double slash is used for the comment anything in the comment section. Whatever you write, that is only read by us, not by the compiler. Now printf enter the element of the in the array. After that the semicolon. Use for loop. I less than 5 if the size of the array is 5. Then I plus plus scan f percentage d comma as usual ampersand symbol arr of a of I. Here the name of the array is a. By this we can take the value to the array. Now print the output, means print the element of the array. Right, first print the element in the array are semicolon, then use scanf function and use printf function in the loop and iterate the loop throughout the code. Run this, enter the element in the array and enter the elements 5 6 3 1 2. Now enter the element in the array are 5 6 3 1 2. Yes, these are the correct.
If you like this video, then drop a like and make sure to subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you.